Okay, welcome to episode 2, exclusive to BWTM Sports. Joshua versus Ruiz 2. This is a look at the upcoming rematch, the proposed upcoming rematch, if it should go ahead. So, in episode 1, we spoke about Robert McCracken, whether he's to blame. Now we're going to talk about the champion. We've done a lot of talking about Joshua. Let's talk about the champion, Andy Ruiz, and congratulations to Andy Ruiz, who is also part of Round for Round Boxing, the new boxing game coming out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. Please do check out the videos on our playlist with Andrew Ruiz announcing that he is part of Round for Round Boxing. Okay, so let's get into it. The champion, Andrew Ruiz. For those people who knew about Andrew Ruiz, knew that he was going to be a dangerous challenge, myself included. I believe that Andrew Ruiz had everything capable of beating Anthony Joshua because of what I'd seen at Andrew Ruiz. I saw a fighter in Andrew Ruiz that low center of gravity, able to get inside of Anthony Joshua's punches, be able to push him onto the back foot, be able to throw left hook, be able to swarm him with punches, and be able to throw punches when Joshua opened up. And when Joshua opens up, Ruiz would have been able to execute his game plan. But he needed Joshua to open up for him to land those punches and get on the inside. So, what did Andy Ruiz actually learn from this fight? Well, before Ruiz got in the ring, all he had was video evidence or footage of what Anthony Joshua could and couldn't do. He could have gone back to the amateur days and saw where Anthony Joshua came unstuck. He could have watched his whole walk from, his whole journey through to Olympic gold medalist in London. He had the opportunity to watch Anthony Joshua's career up to the point where he was about to fight him. So he had as much viewing as we had, the viewing public of Anthony Joshua. He was able to see Joshua's strengths and his weaknesses. He was able to see how, when Joshua got hurt, how he responded. He had the Klitschko fight to look at. He had the Dillian Whyte fight to look at. He had the Povetkin fight to look at. He saw that this man wasn't Superman and he wasn't invincible. He saw Joshua being hit. He saw him being hurt. And he saw him being dropped. So all those things would have brought great comfort to Andy Ruiz going in against a Herculean man in Joshua. When you look at his body beautiful, muscular, ripped, like an Adonis, towering man. It can be pretty intimidating, but Ruiz likes tall guys. He likes that sort of style of fighting. Ruiz also would have known he would have fought Joseph Parker, a guy that Anthony Joshua fought. And he knows that he engaged with Parker far much more than Joshua did. As far as I was concerned coming into this fight, Ruiz was an unbeaten fighter because to me, he should already be WBO heavyweight champion of the world. I thought he beat Parker on the night, to be honest. That being said, okay, they're fighting. So now, at a press conference, you can get to know about a guy's demeanor. And then that's the first time you kind of get up close and personal with a guy at a press conference. You get to size him up, get to feel out what that guy is about. In this situation, we're in a situation with the final press conference where Ruiz was able to feel the belts. Joshua was giving the belt over to Andy Ruiz. All very strange behavior. Now, Ruiz then had the face-off with Joshua at the weigh-in. He would have been able to see what Joshua was like, what he would have felt, how nervous he was, whether Joshua was up for the fight, how confident he was. Then, of course, there's the fight itself. His world-class trainer, I can't remember, Robles? I can't remember his first name. Robles, something like that. But he's a world-class trainer. He's known around the world for being an excellent trainer. So he would have studied Joshua and his team well before the fight. So then he gets in the ring. He's able to see Joshua slip inside his jab, able to see Joshua get hit with a right hand, get hit with a flush right hand, and get dropped for the first time in his career. So what did he learn? Well, that was probably, I believe, in my opinion, that was Andy Ruiz's first time he'd been dropped in his career in a professional ring. But I truly believe that Ruiz has been dropped before in sparring. Why do I say that? Because of the way Ruiz went down. When he went down, he didn't panic. He wasn't scratching around the canvas. He didn't jump straight back up. He looked like a guy who'd been dropped before and was calm and collected. He got dropped, and he got up like an experienced pro. Like, okay, all right, so you got me. First time I've been knocked down in professional ring. Okay. But his eyes were clear and his legs were clear. So was it a balance thing? It was a good right hand, but Ruiz was clear. So he knows he can take a punch. He knew that already. But he also knew that he could take a shot, go down, and get back up. And then in the same round, take another big right hand, walk through that, and land his own punches, hit, hurt, and drop Joshua. And that's significant. He knows he can hit, he can hurt, he can drop, and he can stop Anthony Joshua. He knows he can take the jab away. He knows how to get on the inside. He knows how to beat Anthony Joshua. He would have learned how strong or how weak Anthony Joshua is up close. He would have known how hard a puncher Anthony Joshua is. He would have known how much faster his hand speed is to Anthony Joshua. He would know what Joshua was like up close in the clinches, whether he can be tied up in the clinches. He would have known where Anthony Joshua was genuinely scared by him, by when he was on his chest, heartbeat, breathing. He would have known every time he threw a punch what Joshua's reaction was, whether Joshua was really up for it and in the game and wanted to fight, or if he had no interest whatsoever. He would have known. He would have known. He also would know the mistakes he made. That right hand he got caught with to get dropped. Yes, it was the turning point in the fight, but Ruiz probably would think, I don't want to get caught with that right hand again. So he would have learned a lot of things about the fight, and he would have learned a lot of things about himself as a fighter in a professional ring, in a big fight against, the way the media were pumping Joshua up. It's been Godzilla. He defeated Godzilla. He defeated the baddest man on the planet. He defeated the best heavyweight in the world, which makes him the best heavyweight in the world, according to some. This fat boy did it. And he could say that was probably one of his easiest fights because Josie Parker took him 12 rounds. Dimitrenko didn't fold in that way. So it was one of Andy Ruiz's easier fights. And the training camp. Now, he came from one training camp fighting Dimitrenko to fighting Anthony Joshua. So he might go straight back into training camp again to prepare for Joshua again. So they know exactly what to do. They fought the guy the first time. They know exactly what to do for the rematch. They'll know that if they push Joshua onto a back foot early, he won't know what to do. They know he's going to be vulnerable to left hook. They'll also know that Joshua will be gun shy. The pressure will be back on Joshua again to become champion. They know the pressure's on Joshua. Ruiz has already become world champion. So, some questions to ask now. Question number one, the rematch. Now that Ruiz is champion, what's his intentions? He secured his family, secured a home. He's living the lifestyle now. He's worked so hard in the game to get where he's had to get to. He's reached his mountain top. Has Ruiz got vision? Ruiz, from what I remember, Abel Sanchez told me, and this is why I said he was going to be so dangerous. Abel Sanchez told me in a previous interview that Andy Ruiz was a guy that stopped boxing because of the internet trolls and the people that kept saying things about his weight and how fat he was. And he got really demoralized by that because the critics were always talking about his weight and how fat he was. So Ruiz retired from the sport. Well, he went and worked on a construction site, but he came back into boxing. And I'm so glad he did, because boxing would have lost out on a good fighter in who Andy Ruiz is now, and has always been. So well done, Andy, for not letting the trolls and the haters get to you and you being able to achieve your dream to become heavyweight champion of the world. But who is Andy Ruiz? Is this the beginning of something very special with Andy Ruiz? Is he a guy that, is going to make multiple defense of the heavyweight championship of the world? Or is he a one-hit wonder? Is he a Buster Douglas? Is Andy Ruiz, now that he's become heavyweight champion of the world, is he going to eat his way out of the heavyweight championship of the world? Is he a Buster Douglas? Is he going to lack motivation in rematch? And the bigger question is, can Andy Ruiz be bought? We certainly know Charles Martin in his fight with Anthony Joshua. He gave the title up. Is Ruiz prepared to give up the title? Or is he a man that can't be bought and can't be sold and can't be put on the market? Is he a man that is a principled man that no matter how much money in the world is out there, he's going to go out there to beat Joshua again? Because if he's a guy that cannot be bought or manipulated, then Team Joshua are in big trouble. Because that's the only way I see Ruiz losing a rematch. Technically a better boxer. I say technically a better boxer. Knows how to get on the inside. Knows how to slip punches. Knows when to throw punches. Knows when to engage. His side of his game is sorted. It's not flawed. The only thing about Ruiz when he comes forward, as you saw with the Joshua fight, he can be countered. He can be countered. But you need to be sharp. You need to be fast. You need to be good. On the counter, you need to be able to hold. You need to use footwork. But we'll break that down in another video. But for me, Andy Ruiz knows a lot more about Anthony Joshua coming into this rematch. And if he's able to execute what he knows now, he can only get better. People could say, well, Joshua could get better. But there's an awful lot of holes in the ship to get plugged between now and November. We'll talk about that in another video. What are your thoughts? What do you think of Andy Ruiz? Is he a good fighter? Is he a good champion? Are we looking at the next Buster Douglas? Or are we looking at a guy that can't be bought and a guy that is the truth and a guy that is going to go on to make several defenses of the heavyweight title? Is he a flash in the pan? Your thoughts, and those people out there who may know of Andy Ruiz, please let us know your thoughts of the new heavyweight champion of the world, the Mexican heavyweight champion of the world, the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. I would say again, so proud of Andy Ruiz for coming back and not allowing the haters to stop his vision and his dream to become champion. These are my thoughts. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments as always, and please share the video. Thanks. Hope you tune in to episode 3.